Hi there folks, I'm going to show you today how to use the pen tool. And we use this to create irregular shapes that we wouldn't use not like an ellipse, not like a square or rectangle, but irregular shapes. So the pen tool looks like the point of the kind of pen that you would use to dip into the ink. And you can see here I'm making a shape that's similar to the one on that lamp, the base, but that it's kind of got angled edges. It's not smooth. So now I can go in and get the direct selection arrow, and I can select individual points and move this around until I get a pretty good approximation of the shape. And again, it has no curves, it's all angles, but I can get it, pretty close. I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I'm working quickly here based on the idea of not wanting this demo to go on too long. But honestly, I could go on for a really long time until I got this very, very close. So now that I've gotten, sort of the basics of the bottle-shaped base, I'm now going to take the tool and I'm going to make something that's sort of like the interior mechanism of the light that you can see. If you look at the example on the right, you can see that it's got like a pole that goes up through the top, and of course there would be a light bulb in there we can't see. I've applied a gradient to it from the swatch menu to make it look like metal, and there's a sort of green that's approximately what you see in the bottle for the lamp on the right. Now I'm creating the lamp shade, and I'm going to go over and select a color that's closer, like a light gray, and I'll move that into place. I move this thing down first and send it to the back. So I use the object arrange, send it back. And now I'm going to drag the lampshade over. Not quite exactly what I want. Going to have to move that out of the way and stretch this up so it peeks out the top. Then move the bottle base back up, and so there we go. It's kind of the squared off version of the lamp. Now there is another way that you can use the pen tool, and I'm going to show you how to use that. So if instead of just clicking and letting go, we click and drag and let go. So I hold the button down, I click and drag and let go. I click and drag and let go. And click and let go. And click and drag and let go. And click and drag and let go. And then I'm going to go back to the original point where I started. We always do that with the pen tool. And yeah, I know it looks crazy, but I can get the direct selection arrow and I can go in and change the curves and move the points around. So on the squared off version, all I was doing was moving points, but now I've got also these handles that you can see for the curves. And I'm just going to mess around here until I can get that bottle to look a little bit more like it looks on the right. And like I said, I could take all day doing this, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do it as quick as I can. I'm a little bit obsessive, so I can't walk away from it too quickly. Yeah, we're getting there, right? It's starting to look like something. One of the things you can do is I can also kind of compare the curves on the left side to the curves that are on the right. I like the curves that are on the right. So what I might do is start activating the points and just kind of looking at them in comparison. Let me get this right where it needs to be. Yeah, right there. Okay. That looks a little better. It's going to drive me crazy. So maybe what I need to do is do some comparisons. So let me click on that, take a look at that angle, and click on the other side, and let's see if I can make like a mirror image. Stretch that a little bit. Yeah, they look, pretty close. And I'm going to go down here, take a look at this one, and try to make this one the same. Now, as you can see, it's starting to look a little bit more symmetrical, I'd have a long way to go, but we don't have time for that now. So I'm going to go ahead and make that center sort of shaft where the light bulb would be that holds up the lampshade. And I'm going to, play around with it because I can't not play around with things. When I get that approximately right, I'm going to apply that gradient again. Move that down into position where it needs to be. Stretch it up a little bit. Now, you can also right-click, and you'll get a little menu that'll come up. So I went up here to the top. You can right-click and do the same thing, and the Arrange command will come up. I sent it to the back. Now I'm going to get the pen tool, and I'm going to draw the lampshade. So I click and drag, and now let go. And I'll show you that again down here. Click and let go, click and let go, click and drag to get that curve, and let go. Now I go back to the original point there and then go back to where I started. And notice that I've got sort of a curve on the top and a curve on the bottom, which is really what I was looking for. And change that color, and there we go. So there's a couple of ways to do it. One a little bit more accurate with curves by clicking, dragging, and letting go. And the other one with angles by clicking and letting go.